But it's just like ordinary clay, but it's actually got flax fibre in it. So you can actually join it dry to dry, which you can't normally do with ordinary clay. I was doing life sculpture with ordinary clay, and then this teacher came in and she said, we're going to work with paperclay, and I want you to go away and roll sausages like this, and let them dry out totally, and then we're going to join them together. And we went, yeah, can't do that. But what we did was this. So what I've got in here is a load of Skellingtons, basically. But the hat was quite interesting. This is one of the early ones, which it was done on a wooden block. But what the interesting or the challenging thing with her, this one I didn't know what I was doing, and so I rolled this. This is just one piece of clay, which I rolled out, and I was about to twist it, and I had put it on there, and I thought, actually, I quite like that. But I don't know at that stage whether it would work, because you would assume that this is going to be very fragile, it's not going to fire, it's going to fall apart or whatever. But this stuff is just miraculous, and you can actually make these extremely thin things. I mean, this is just sort of pinched out at the edges. It still didn't really have a face on it. So this is another little piece of clay which is put on, and just little tiny indents for the eyes. And you have to sort of know when to leave it alone. I think I probably added a bit more clay here because it needed a sort of balance through there. Down through there, from there to there is a piece like this, which joins to a piece which goes down through there. I mean, this was built over about 4 weeks, and I didn't keep it wet at all during any of that time. I would do a bit, build it, build it up, put it away, bring it out next week. This is the magic stuff. This becomes the glue of how it works. And I've actually stuck them on and done that sort of thing. So you can do that. But so that's dry to dry, and then that's wet to dry. Yeah. These ones and the ones that are about started from life figures. Right. These poses. Yeah. I mean, it's quite nice to see somebody who's actually sort of sitting like this for 5 weeks, so you can actually go, oh well, the foot just goes there and that one does that, and so it's nice to get all the proportions and stuff going. This is actually quite interesting, because this was done at the end of a session, and that's a piece of clay which was rolled out on that. See that little figure, which is about there, was started off as a piece about like this. Starts as a roll, okay. Then it needs some legs. I use this tool and that tool, and that's about it really. And then it needs some arms. These all go through a biscuit firing, and they come out sort of dead white, which I find a bit boring. So then I cover them in. Because I'm next door to a ceramics department, I can literally walk through, and they have great buckets of slip. This is a red one, terracotta slip. It's biscuit fired. It's totally covered in brown, and then I take it to, they have lovely big deep sinks with taps, and I take it to the sink. I literally scrub it, and it's just amazing, because all this sort of just emerges, and so you said to go, actually, but it's quite nice, there's lots there, so that's nice, there's little hollows and things where this stuff has actually gone in, so it's a matter of it's a judgment of how much does it. But as I say, the wonderful thing is I could just leave that to dry, get it fired. What tends to happen in life is that you do something by accident, and then you think, actually, that would work rather well.